is unpleasant predicaments. All of us, throughout our lives, we've experienced some predicaments that were unpleasant. But hopefully, as we've persevered and passed on through, we can hopefully look back and laugh or do something to analyze those previous unpleasant predicaments. Let's go to the first one, as we do not have a moment to lose. Predicament number one, your most unpleasant concert experience. Have all of you been to a concert of sorts? Okay, that's good. So I think if you've been to at least two, one should have been more unpleasant than the other. Who out the gate has an unpleasant concert experience?
I'll just put mine out the bag.
Put it out there,
man.
Riasco.
Madonna and Drake was horrible.
Were you there? No, were you there?
It wasn't. I'm not saying it was like horrible as them, like, you know, like them kissing, but it must have been a lot of lipstick because there was still some residue.
Do you remember when Drake, like when he wiped his mouth and it was like a vomit witch just kissed him, and he wiped his mouth like this is hell.
It was hell.
That was very unpleasant. Clap it up. Riasco went somewhere with that. So it doesn't even have to be something you experience. You could just throw something out there.
Most recently, I called into the radio station to share one of my experiences with DMX in Detroit, Michigan. He came, this was probably 15 years ago, maybe 20. And he was coming to a club, and we had to do security for him, and we had to basically barricade the VIP section with tables. Women were jumping over tables. Like, I literally caught a woman midair. She was trying to jump over to him, and but he was so friendly. He was so friendly.
He was a sweet
yeah, he
dude.
was a sweetheart. It was awesome.
Wow. So they were
it was very
jumping.
unpleasant to have to catch a woman in midair.
Yes.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
And he was hanging all over. This one security guard that reminds you of Eve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture of that on my Instagram.
Wow.
But yeah, that was very unpleasant too because. He was just very touchy-feely. He was just very like hanging over you. Well, no, you know, you deal with that, but
kind of par for the course. Thank you for that. Clap it up. No, I love good anecdotes and good experiences. I feel like Doc. I feel you got something.
Oh, the show. I mean, I think of like the most unpleasant concerts I played, or just like
anything,
just terrible. But I think one of the good of the bad was waiting for Most Def in Humboldt, and it takes a long time to get to Humboldt because it's
Humboldt, Cali, yes.
Yeah, it's like it's out of the way,
out
right?
there, yeah.
And he showed up at like 2:30 in the morning. Finally,
my
and everyone was just so mad.
That's horrible.
But I ended up like selling my tickets to some other people for some like ganja and stuff like that. And
Make it work.
so
Make it
for
work.
me, it was like I got to go see him like stand up and basically say what up to everybody, and then kind of like did a song, and then that was it.
I love it. I love it.
That happens,
It happens. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Does anyone else? Ebony, Mariana, do y'all have an unpleasant?
Think of anything. No, I can't think of it.
You can't think. Well, I'm gonna get y'all both on this one. The next one, your unpleasant predicament with a baby. Now I know it. Ebony, you gotta hit me with something.
Well, working in the hospital, like my first experience of drawing blood for a neonate baby, like that's a very newborn, 5 days old. Like that was very scary. So I guess that'll be an unpleasant experience.
Yeah. Did they ever stop crying?
No, actually, you got to keep going until you get the blood.
Right. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine doing that to a little baby. Mariano.
Mine would be because I got 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
Changing boys' diapers is terrible. Because they don't have no control over it. They just pee. Just go up in there.
You went up. How do you go up with it? You went up.
They hit you.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, no one's gonna. I guess I'm the only one. Just having them, period. Just like just having a baby. That's a very unpleasant predicament. Kind of just
Can we just give a shout out to all women? Thank you. Thank you, Mama.
Mother's Day is coming up.
I got to get my gift in. Wow, thank you for that reminder. Riasco, I know you. Come on.
Bro, no, don't bring me in this. I'm 28-0.
No.
28-0.
It's a pull-out day.
Well, I had a terrible mom, and I had to raise my little brothers when I was growing up.
Wow.
So, yeah, I love babies, man.
Okay.
But I think that they're like dogs. You gotta like train them right, or else they end up like biting you at the end. You gotta give them love.
Keep it real on the last talk show. He said they're like dogs. You do have to train up your children.
You
If
gotta
you
train
don't
up your
train them up
children.
right, they will go
It's
buck
true.
wild.
I mean, by the time they're 3, you know, you got to kind of like structure them a little bit. You know, put them in the suit and tie, cut their hair. You know, they can't be a wild child all their life, or else they end up like me. You don't want to end up like me.
We love you, Doc. Don't we love Doc?
I'm
Yes.
just kidding.
Thank you.
I'm pretty lucky.
You're pretty good. Let's go to the next category of the show, the heated debate. Now, with these amount of fine folk of people, what we've been doing is having the guest side, and then y'all have to battle me. And I stand my ground and do my best, because we have a community tab on our YouTube page. You're going to vote to decide who wins the heated debate. If y'all win, you win a little something. But if I win, I just get to smile and stroke my hair and, you know, advertise the truth. So let's get down to the heated debate. If y'all can agree, great. If it's division, then we will handle accordingly. Let's go to the heated debate topic. My 2 favorite blind people, Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. First, I do need to ask, because I have been disappointed today. Do y'all know who Ray Charles is?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
Do you know who Stevie Wonder is?
Yes, of course.
I gotta ask. I got to ask, because some people broke my heart today and was like, I don't know. I'm like, how do you not know? I know they've never seen you, but I mean,
It's like they don't have the internet or something.
thank you. I mean, with this, there's so many Stevie Wonder memes. Like, okay, let's leave that alone. Can the guests decide as a whole? Can y'all side? Who do y'all? Who
I'm
would y'all
sorry,
choose?
I have to say Ray Charles in my opinion.
Really?
I have to say Stevie Wonder.
I'm gonna say Stevie Wonder.
So we got a little Ebony,
I would say Stevie.
Riasco.
Man, you got me in there pickle, bro.
Who don't?
You gotta
waste
choose
Urban
one.
Discovery?
know, but
You gotta decide who's got more slappers.
You got like Billboard charts, and then you got like the soul hidden ones.
Right,
in the South.
right,
That's
right.
like that's really what matters.
I'll side with Doc, and I'll go Ray Charles. I'll side with you.
That's an indecisive
on some
Libra.
real stuff, I'll go Ray Charles, bro.
Okay, so good, 3 and 3. So let me start with these 3, and let me go Riasco and Doc. Why Ray?
Ray Charles is so dope that he launched Kanye West's career.
She give me money. I like it. I like it. Riasco, what is your reason for Ray?
I mean, to be honest, you can just hear his name, and people would probably recognize that name more than anybody. Yeah.
Okay, Ebony,
Who doesn't know the famous Happy Birthday song? I mean,
you can get any black person two-stepping if they hear Stevie Wonder's rendition of Happy. Okay, let me not sing it. Now I'll save that for. Okay, Mariano.
I would say because he's from Detroit, from Motown.
He's from Deep.
from
Oh
Motown.
yes, he was on Motown as a little 11-year-old.
Yeah.
That's good, Sarah.
There's a ribbon in the sky.
Are they kind of shut? Doc, they're kind of hurting our argument right now. I need you to back up Ray. Back it up.
You know, Ray Charles was just the soul, man. He was just like soul. I mean, he started a lot of it, you know, like
He was around before Stevie too.
he was around before Steve.
He was around before Stevie. He
was
he
an
paid his
inspiration.
dues. He wasn't blind his whole life. He saw his little brother die. Have y'all seen Ray
That's
with
true.
Jamie?
He had more scrutiny than
He had more scrutiny.
More scrutiny.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Stevie got into pop. Ray kind of stayed solely.
Yeah.
Ray had to go into the South and deal with the bitter racism. And I mean,
Yeah.
Motown
Still
artists
gets
did too, but not like, I mean, my man Ray, this was 50s.
Yeah, well, I mean, Stevie had fashion. Stevie had like, you know, he had swag. He had the braids. He got the bangs.
love
You
the
know,
bangs. I love both.
Not the
love
bangs.
But he caught a mic though, so you can't. That's strike number 1.
And I will diss Stevie. I will diss him by saying they did say, I don't know how this is even possible. That's a whole other discussion. But they did say he abused his wife in the 80s, which is a no-no. So Stevie, I know you've never seen your wife, but you should not have done what you did.
Ray Charles too. Come on, you saw the Ray Charles movie.
Oh, y'all weren't supposed to use my own argument against me.
And how many wives did he have?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna do Ray like that?
He was a
Doc, they gonna do Ray
player.
like that?
I mean, we're from Detroit, so we know about the
Legally,
good
he was
stuff.
only.
Yeah, you do. You know about the nitty gritty. Riasco, how are we gonna end out closing statement for Ray? Is there a way? I mean, he's a legend. Doc,
He paved the way
he paved the way
for the man.
for the man.
For blind artists.
Can I
The
just-
Blind Artists
Can I
Association.
speak for what he did? Like he was supposed to say, he spoke for black guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spoke for us at first.
What about Stevie? Ebony? What did Stevie? I mean, he's a legend. I'm not dissing him. But.
I've been here in California for maybe 2 years, and I've already heard word of mouth about Stevie, his coffee shop downtown, and he comes into the surrounding neighborhoods, and he still patronizes the neighborhood, and I haven't heard anything about Ray. But
Maybe if you went down south to Georgia.
Yeah.
Not in Georgia. I've been in Georgia.
Are you a truck driver? You know the deal.
I know.
You gonna do my
you
boy
don't hear
like?
about Ray in Georgia.
Are we done, Doc? Did we fight all we could? Riasco, did we fight for Ray? There's nothing else we could say.
No, there isn't.
I mean,
He has a
Superstitious is
movie.
great song.
He has a movie. You sealed the deal.
And,
Does Stevie have a movie?
And Jamie Foxx is in it.
And Jamie and an Oscar
Stevie,
winner.
if a man who has Billboard charts hasn't had a movie yet and was historical as we think he is, shouldn't he have a documentary or something like that?
Ebony, can you retort that?
I have nothing to say.
I low key, I kind of,
He has a movie.
Yeah. Well, Stevie kind of, you got to give him some credit for Alicia Keys too.
Because what did he do with Alicia?
Oh, he was a favorite of hers.
Oh, okay. The only credit y'all can get for on camera is that Eddie Murphy on SNL plays Stevie. That's the only thing y'all gonna fight for. And he was making a joke of him. What I need y'all to do is go on the community tab and vote for who won, Ray, me, Doc, and Riasco. Or are we going Stevie with Sarah, Mariano, and Ebony? Vote, and they will decide. I don't know. I go with Ray, but I love both of my blind brothers. I'll never see. Okay, let me stop saying that. I love y'all, and I don't want to go blind.